Hello. Happy Monday. Is it Monday? Does it feel like a Monday to you? Feels like a Monday to me. Yeah, I think because I just chilled out this weekend. I hope you guys had a chance to relax too. Okay, here we go. We're diving into chapter 1. Hi, Bailey. Good to see you. Diving into chapter 1 of Let's Grow Girl. This is me, Sherry Owen Brown. Your network marketing playbook where you get paid to be you. It's all about online businesses. I mean, technically it doesn't even have to be about online businesses, but that's what I was talking about. Online businesses. Here, let me open up my computer because I can't, I don't know if I'm seeing comments. Yes, I am seeing comments. See, I just have to ask and I will receive. Hello, Kim. Good to see you. All right. I think I get comments quicker, though. I can see them faster over here. So I hope y'all had a good weekend. I had a lovely weekend. Weekends for me are the best when I don't have a whole lot going on because mama needs downtime. This will be good for you to, oh, you're tagging Lisa. Okay, very good. Very good. Yes, if you were up to it, Lisa, I promise it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And if you guys haven't read the book, that's okay. That's all right. By the way, did you happen to see? Friday, it dropped on Audible and all of the audiobook platforms. You should be able to get it. There's like over 30 platforms. Anywhere you get your audiobooks worldwide, you do not have to have an Audible subscription. I on purpose didn't do it exclusive with them because I wanted you guys to be able to just buy the book, the audiobook, if you want to buy the audiobook. Okay, I didn't want you to feel like you had to. You know, you see things in the camera that you don't see when you're looking in the mirror. What up, Allison? Good to see you. Hi, Becky. Yay. Okay. So, I've read this book 45 times, honestly. I wrote it, and then I read it, and then I had to reread it, and then I had to reread it, and then we edited it, and I edited. But still, to review for today, because this was like the most challenging part of writing this book. Thank you, Kim. She says, love it on Audible. I had to listen to myself over the weekend and this morning just to like refresh my brain on, I know the gist of the whole chapter, but I thought just to kind of refresh my memory because the hardest part about writing, especially because I'm talking about business and mindset and everything like kind of flows together. So, oh, yes, always sprinkle. Beta's so cute. She says, would you like for us to sprinkle the life today? Always sprinkle, my friends. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. There is somebody out there who is looking for help. I just know it. They are just looking for inspiration and they are looking for a sign. And hi, I'm your sign. Here's your sign. Listen up. I'm here to help. Okay. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. Thank you, Cheryl. All right. So everything like flowed into each other. So it was really challenging to figure out like what content do I save just for the first chapter. This is why they ask you to do, you have to do a book proposal before you actually write the book. Like even if you've written the book, you got to go back and do a book proposal. And then when a publisher picks it up, they may like alter things, even though you're like, well, no, I know my content. Again, seeing things in the camera that I didn't see in my life, in my real life. Roots, I did see. So don't you worry about telling me about that. I see the roots. The roots are being handled on Thursday. But you got to like organize it in an outline first. Like there's a lot of prep that happens. A lot of prep before you actually write it. So figuring out what goes here and what goes there and organizing it so that it kind of makes sense. And then even after having written it and we were going through edits, I'm like, did I say that somewhere already? I feel like I said that already. Did I say it? Sometimes it's okay to say it again because it just kind of reiterates, right? But then sometimes it's like, no. I already did that. Like delete, right. So anywho, part 1 is the mindset. There's 5 chapters in part 1, 5 chapters in part 2. Part 2 is how to make the money. It's the money portion. But we got to get through the We got to get through the mindset first, because guys, you can have, oh my gosh. Shauna says, I listened to the whole book in one day when cleaning the house. Okay, that is a clean house, my friend. That is some serious cleaning. That is like 4 hours of cleaning action. Thank you, Melanie. She says she loves the book. So we had to get through the mindset part first, because guys, you could have all the skills in the world, and if you don't have the right mindset, you're either never going to get off the ground, or you're never going to be able to sustain it if you are not constantly working on yourself. And Jan says, oh, thank you, Jan. She says, your book's amazing. Now it's full of highlighters and sticky notes. I love it. Because you know what? My most loved, that's an honor, because my most loved books are a wreck, because I've just constantly been going through them. All right. So chapter 1 was what makes you weird is your greatest gift. Because I want y'all to understand that the need that we have, and you know, this is a psychological need to fit in, because we're tribal people. And like, take you back to the caveman days. If you didn't fit in with your tribe, you would die. It was survival, because you would have no place to eat, nothing to eat, and no place to sleep. You would be out in the elements with all the saber-toothed tigers, and you would be dead. So that is a fundamental need. And when you see it plastered all over social media, because it is plastered all over social media, talking about, don't worry about what other people think, you know, you do you, and all that. And I say that too, because it's true. But I just want to acknowledge that you're not nuts. You're not crazy. Who is in Poland? Magdalena, you are in Poland? Wow. Hello. So it's normal. You're not crazy. We might be crazy, but that's okay. Be crazy. Be your crazy self. Oh, Beta's Polish too. We learn things. Okay. Be your crazy self, because we're all nuts. But I just don't want you to beat yourself up feeling like, why do I always need people's approval? Or why do I always try to just fit in and not stand out and not be? This is a skill and a muscle. Actually, I'd like to say it more like that. Like, it's a muscle that you need to develop more than a skill. And I want you to think about this, because I hear this a lot, where people don't feel like they can, on the one hand, people don't feel like they can do it. They can do an online business, they can sell, whatever, because they're not like other people. They don't think out there, right? Do you ever have those rogue hairs? It drives me insane. And this morning I almost lost my schnoodle because of like just the hair. Okay. Sorry, so I just got sidetracked. But so they don't think they can do it because, oh, you know, I'm not like her, whatever. But then I hear on the other side of it, sometimes from the same people, well, it's already been done before. I would just be repeating what she's already done. It's too much the same. Like, what? You can't have it both ways. You're either just like her or you're nothing like her. And I'm going to tell you something. You're nothing like her. You're nothing like her. You're nothing like me. You're nothing like anybody. You are your own special fingerprint. You are your own fingerprint. Think about how many people there are in the world, and we all have different fingerprints. And we all have different personalities, and we all have different gifts. And the thing that maybe got you a butt whooping when you were younger in school is really the thing that right now you need to amplify. Okay? So, I tell the story in here. I'll give you a little bit of inside scoop of a part that we actually took out. Because I talk in here about growing up and how I could not have been more different from all of my friends, okay? From all of my friends. And I know you're probably thinking, really? Like, okay, how is that even possible to be that? This hair's going up in a bun, just so you know. Like, how is that even possible to be that different from everybody, right? I mean, I'm Caucasian. I am not in the minority, okay? But I will tell you, where I grew up, actually it's where I'm living now, very small town in Southern California. I was the minority in this town, okay? All of my friends were Mexican. All of my friends were Mexican. I had, even in our school, maybe, I want to say 20% of the kids were white, 80% Mexican. Many of my friends, their parents were migrant workers. I don't know if that's politically correct to say now. That's what we called it back then. The families, mostly the fathers, would all come to America and live here. But then the dad would work, and sometimes the mom, but often the mom was home. But the dad would work in the fields during the season, and in Southern California, so the season is, but they would work here for a time, go back, take the money back to Mexico, most of the money. So they were coming and going. The kids generally stayed though, because I don't really remember any of my friends leaving. So they were either first generation here in the States, like born and raised in the States, and often the translators for their moms. So it was very, very common, like so common, when I would go play at my friend's house, Spanish is all that was spoken. And then my friend would be the translator. When I was even in preschool, 3 years old, 4 years old. Hi guys. Oh, good to see. Yes, rich culture. You know what? And honestly, it was, as a kid too, growing up, like that's just how it was. There was nothing different. When I was in preschool, 3 years old, 4 years old, and then all through school. But in preschool, I learned my colors, my numbers in Spanish and English at the same time. Everything was bilingual. All of my classes were bilingual all the way through school. We had like 30 minutes every day where, the English-speaking kids would have their Spanish class and the Spanish-speaking kids would have their English class, and that's just how it went. To the point that when I graduated high school, I was senior class president, and they had built some new housing in our town. Beautiful homes. Actually, the home I'm living in right now was being built. This was a later phase, so I think this one was built a couple years after I got out of high school. But homes like this is where the rich people lived. Like, we were like, who is gonna be able to afford those homes? Like, thank you, baby G. This actual house, I think I manifested it when I was like a freshman in high school, because a friend who had just moved into the neighborhood. So these are all outside people moving to town. The majority of those people were Caucasian. So everything kind of shifted around later in high school, right? The population shifted, okay? Leticia Mijares. Am I saying it right? Mija. Oh my God. I even had a name like La Güera. Okay, it means like the white girl. So that was me, La Güera. I was full blood. Like, you don't even know. I had my chola years. I did. I had my chola years. I had my little friends. Everybody had a name, Mousy, and everybody had a name. It was a thing. But my senior year, I gave my I know, it's funny. Did I do it? Did I do it? Ooh. So we would call you Letty, right? So all of these new people moved in, and I get it, because they came from the San Fernando Valley or wherever they came from, they were not used to bilingual education. And they were trying to get rid of it in the school because, I don't know, they were fearful. Oh, Jennifer says, same for me. Growing up in the northern Central Valley of California, first generation kids would go back to Mexico for several months over Christmas. Right. So, and like even the second generation kids, my parents grew up here and went to school with their parents who were the first generation, right? So these new families moving in were concerned. They wanted to get rid of bilingual education. And so they didn't think that it had value. And so for my graduation speech, I did my speech in English and in Spanish. Now, I'm not going to pretend to tell you that I translated that bad boy myself, but I read it and I understood it after it was translated for me because I had just a very basic, now when I was in high school, I worked at a video store, and I used to help customers in Spanish because I knew how to explain like the video store membership and the whole thing, and I would do that in Spanish. But I gave my speech in Spanish and English, and it was funny because there was a girl who was new to the school. She was predominantly Spanish speaking. And she didn't like the fact that a white girl was going to get up there and say the speech in Spanish. She thought that she should say it in Spanish because she was Spanish speaking and whatever. Now, she wasn't, I have to just tell you, she was not even she wasn't vice president. She wasn't secretary. She wasn't nothing. She wasn't nothing. So she just wanted to get up there and be on the stage and read my speech in Spanish. But the point is, I needed to speak to. I don't mean Crystal. No, Blockbuster had not yet been invented. In fact, Blockbuster is what put Moore Park Video out of business. It was a mom and pop. Yes. So, on Blockbuster. So anyway, I had to stand up and say, no, at the risk, even at that time, at the risk of being, labeled like, I don't know, mean girl or whatever. I just had to say no, because here's the thing. The point of this speech is to be speaking to the new members of this community who are afraid of bilingual education. The only way to get the point across is to show them what value this education has for kids. Oh, yeah. Oh, action video. That's so funny. Hi, Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Marianne. Good to see you. Yes. So, right. Oh, you get it. Yeah. Geraldine, I spoke Spanish at the London Unique Convention in front of Melanie. Oh, see. I know. It's terrifying. It was terrifying. But anyway, so growing up, now I'm 5'10". I was 5'10" at the ripe young age of 13 years old. Okay. You can probably see freckles. I used to have so many freckles because I was a redhead. Until 26 years old. And I don't know what happened, hormones, what, I don't know, hair turned brown. So, but I had like auburn hair, not like carrot red, but like auburn hair, okay? But my nickname in school growing up was Red. So here I am, 5'10". All my friends were like 5'4", 5'5", like literally here, okay? I am pale as the day is long. So pale, like I'm almost blue, okay? Because I'm really, like, if you saw my daughter standing with me on stage at convention and how, like, she's got, like, this porcelain skin, that used to be me. She's like, Mom, you're so much tanner than I go, okay, well, this is not tan, but I get it. Like, I don't know, whatever, over the years, it's 52 years of this, of the sun. So, okay, so pale as the day is long, 5'10", red hair. Where can I hide? I can't hide anywhere. All of my friends, I used to cry. I used to beg, please shrink me. I want to be like, I don't need to be 5'5", but can I be 5'7"? Could I be 5'7"? Like, just shrink me a little bit, okay? Because not only were the girls little, but the boys were little. My first husband, well, you guys will get to know that, like, funny story. My first husband, my last name used to be Camacho. And my first husband was like 5'6", okay? He would say he was 5'7". He was 5'6". I'm probably even being kind there. So, so all my friends, oh my gosh, like the most gorgeous skin, just beautiful. And here's me, just pale as I could be. I couldn't get a tan to save my life. I tried. I did the corn oil. This was this was like 1983. Okay. I did corn oil and fried. Yes. I have, actually Scottish. I have some Irish, Scottish and Welsh in my family, but then I also have Cherokee Indian. So my sister, she's pale, but when she gets in the sun, golden brown. I did not get that gene. Right? The language barrier is so tough. I grew up speaking English because Spanish was not accepted. All the ESL kids struggled and fell behind. I know, it's so, Letitia, I can't even imagine. Like, because the thing is, yeah, okay, I did my 30 minutes of Spanish lessons every single day, but I didn't need Spanish to go to the store. I didn't need Spanish to, go out and about in the area. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of Spanish speaking people, but still, it was very different. So, oh, you're only 5'2". Oh my goodness, you're just a little nugget. Cute, Marianne. So anyway, part of that story, just about me being very different, originally was in the book, but we had to trim the book down because this is how thick it is. You can read it within 4 hours. I really didn't want it to be much thicker. And so we had to go through and like certain stories were taken out. And I knew that I would be doing something like this. And not that you guys needed to know the story, but I just thought you might find it interesting. So I really know what it's like to be completely different, to feel like an outcast, to feel like even in a moment where nobody is making you feel like you don't belong, being aware of it. Also, though, there was a group of kids, not my core couple of few friends, right? But there was kind of their friends who wouldn't accept me because I was white. There was a lot of like white hate amongst certain groups in my school. Stupid white people is what I used to hear all the time. Stupid white people. And I'm not I'm just telling my story, right? Telling my story. And maybe that came from the parents. I don't know. But it was very, very challenging. I was teased constantly for everything under the sun. Thought that I would never, ever have a boyfriend because like I was just this like monstrosity of a huge giant person who just didn't fit in and was just always aware of my differences, right? Yeah, Letitia, she says, I saw it and heard it sadly. Yeah. And then that's the kind of thing that I didn't bring it up in the book because I thought I need the book to stay focused on the business stuff, but also I did have discussions with the editor because I said, you know what, this is my story. And I realize in today's climate, like I'm not trying to compare myself to the struggle and the challenges that a person of color has at all. Because it's not, but in my small town, because here's the thing, while I would feel maybe very different in my school and in my town, when I went to the mall, I blended in, right? So it wasn't like the whole state was like that or the whole county was like that. It was just in that kind of like a microcosm, right, of a group. But everything is always working out for us in our lives. And here's what was so weird. I learned to be, I became familiar. I don't know that I ever became comfortable with standing out. The feeling was familiar to me of being different, of, one of these things is not like the other kind of a thing, right? Kind of having a spotlight in a sense, but not a spotlight that I wanted at all. All I wanted, you know what I used to do? Because see, I have brown eyes, and that's very common. I used to talk to people about, like, people would always bring up my hair color and my skin color and how tall I was and whatever. And I was just like, oh, look, you have brown eyes like me. Oh, yeah. And people would look at me like I was crazy. Like, what? I got that look all the time. Like, what is wrong with this chick? What is wrong with her? Loco en la cabeza. I know. Oh, shut up. You grew up in the San Fernando Valley, not in Camarillo. Yeah, because Camarillo's like, I'm in Moore Park, but Camarillo's like right here. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So, here's what's weird. So I start this business. I hit to the top of my company. And you guys may not know this. So those of you that are within the same, but they're with Unique, we have the wall of influence. Well, the wall of influence, before anybody had yet hit the wall, was called the Millionaire's Wall. The Millionaire's Wall. So the night before, it was the last day of the month, and I had already hit the Millionaire's Wall. I get a phone call from Derek, our CEO, which if you have seen the video on my personal wall of him, oh my God, this man, he's so hilarious. So he calls me to congratulate me. Oh my gosh, you've hit the Millionaire's Wall. This is amazing. We're going to do a big announcement tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. I just started, even right now thinking about it, I started sweating and I was so nervous. And I said, oh God, I said, Derek, okay, I said, I've been thinking a lot about this and I'm a little bit freaked out. First of all, if you would have ever asked me, do you want to be rich and famous? I would have said no. I want to be rich and anonymous. Rich and anonymous. I don't need to be famous. I don't need people to know me. I don't need people staring at me. I've had enough of that in my life. I don't even want to, I don't want anything to do with that, right? But then I realized, okay, I have been screaming from the rafters to women who feel this, financial pressure, that don't think that there's a way out. People that were like me, who were like, this is just the way it is. There aren't enough opportunities in life, and if you're lucky, you can find something. But I kind of had just given up. So that's why I was telling everybody I knew. Well, what better platform than to be on the Millionaire's Wall and be the first one and to talk about that. So I felt a big responsibility. I felt like God had blessed me with this, and to whom much is given, much is expected. And so I thought, okay, I need to step into this, even if I don't really want to. I need to step into this because I need to show other women what is possible, and that you can be sitting at home on your couch in your sweats with your cell phone and still make an incredible living and support your family and relieve that heaviness of financial stress that just sits on you and just makes your stomach turn, that pit in your stomach. You don't have to live with that. So I thought, okay, I trusted God to get me where I'm at. Every day I would show up and say, okay, God, what would you have me do today? Because I didn't know what I was doing. And some days I still say that. What would you have me do today? Where would you have me go? Who would you have me speak to? What would you have me say? And God was kind of like, okay, well, here we are, sister. Like, this is what you're going to, this is what you're going to do. And this is what you need to do. So suck it up. So, but I did say, so I said to Derek, I go, okay, here's the deal. And I really had to search my soul. Like, you know, own it, step into it, be proud of yourself and whatever. And I was proud of myself. But again, I live in a very small town. Everybody knows me. And I don't need, and here's the thing. I just said to him, could we change the name? Because not everybody's going to be paying attention to these posts, but I know you're going to be tagging me and there's going to be all these tags and people are going to catch a glimpse of millionaire. And I don't need people knowing all my business, right? So he said, okay, let me think about it. Let me, I see what you're saying. Let me think about it. So they went back and the corporate people, they all talked about it, whatever. And then they came to the conclusion that, well, you know what? In fact, they would rather it be more about your influence and not about the money. The money is great. The money is the side benefit of having built a big team and the influence and whatever. So they changed it to the wall of influence, which is great because now people in town who are not paying attention, all they know is, oh, Sherry got an award. Yeah, Sherry got some award or whatever. Yay. Okay. Yay. Good for you, Sherry. Right. But they don't be like, I don't want to be a target. People are all, hey, or, oh, Sherry, my car payment is like, I don't need that. Okay. I don't need that. Cindy says, I was friends with everyone, not part of any cliques. I feel like I'm a very good and positive person. Oh, okay. This is, I was going to say something here real quick about this. I think I've maintained that throughout my life. Although I had many good experiences in my life, some bad too. I feel that although I may be unique, I'm a gift from God and we all are individuals. I don't know what I have that people would be drawn to. Okay, part of network marketing is attracting people like me, and maybe they don't want someone as uneventful as me. So I'm trying to figure out how to attract a network that sees me for who I am and likes what they see. Is it just that I am average and they want to be average? Or maybe I need to do a deeper dive into who I really am and try to portray that, like share my life more. Nailed it. Nailed it. Yes, that's exactly it. You know what? Here's what just happened. We just witnessed this with Cindy. When you have a question and you sit down and you take the time to focus for like a minute to write it out, type it out, write it out, you're going to come to your own conclusion of what the answer is. Yes, yes. And there's more in this book about that too. But there's not one of you out there that isn't weird in some way. And I mean that in the best way. So all of the trying to fit in, and yes, okay, so here's the thing, Cindy. I was never really in a clique. I got along with everybody because the skills that I had to learn to keep myself from getting my butt kicked, and that is no joke, okay? I had to develop humor. I had to learn how to get along with people. I had to learn how to be like amicable, maybe people-pleasing in a sense. Yeah, not even in a sense, probably that, right? For survival. Those skills, though, later helped me in this business. Now, here's the question. Angela's weird and proud. Fly that freak flag, girl. Here's the real question. Do you ever catch yourself holding back from either like just being your 1000% authentic self because of fitting in? And I don't think any of us really develop and understand what makes us different. Look, mine was glaringly obvious, right? Glaringly obvious. And I was awkward. Oh my God. I was just all knees and elbows and just awkward personality. Oh God. I still am. I mean, really, still am. Go back and watch some of my first YouTube videos. Oh, but, you don't I talked about this last week. You cannot steer a parked car. So if you're not sharing your life, sharing what you love, like there was a phase of my life when Facebook first started and I was not in this business yet. I was obsessed with cookie jars. Cookie jars. I mean, I would go to Kohl's, I would save the coupons and then I'd have Kohl Cash and, and I'd get these cookie jars for like $5. And there was for each season and I would just trade them out on the counter. Not just Christmas. I had spring, I had Easter, I had, no, I didn't have, did I have St. Patrick's? I don't think I did. Cause I was like, I don't even really, no offense, but people who love St. Patrick's Day, I was like, well, I'm not going to go green. Like, no, we'll do it for a day, but I'm not doing it for like the whole month. Okay. And here's the thing too. As you express your love of iced coffee, think about, do you guys know who Alexandra Kay is? She is the cutest little country singer girl who would do TikToks and Facebook Lives, and she would sing in her kitchen while she was making these iced coffees, all these different like contraptions and combinations. I don't know why was it fascinating, because I wanted it. So she connected with people who love iced coffee and who happen to like to hear a little tune, right? That's how she created her following. It doesn't take anything major. You just have to show up. Just like I was telling you about how when you ride something out and you take the time to sit undistracted, because right now we're focused right now. This is almost like a vision board right now. If you're focused on me and I'm focused on you and we're kind of just working together and coming up with ideas. Some of my best ideas have happened live, in the middle of a live, because I'm focused on what I'm saying and I'm focused on you. Yeah, Cassie, you know who she is. Isn't she the cutest? I almost said Casey and then I stopped it and I said Cassie and it came out all weird. Sorry about that. Karen loved the lives from my bathroom and it's right there. And if I had, a more comfortable seat, I'd hang out in there. Also, I'm angry with the light that's in there. I should do a whole other live on that, right? And explain to you why I'm not in there. But I thought about getting back in there because this light's really heavy, but I could do something else. Anyway, the more you think about what is different about you, the more you just go live and just show up as yourself, you're going to find your community. You're going to find your people, okay? And also, let me just go through because there's some things. Oh, comparison is the thief of joy. This is what we need to stop. We need to stop the comparison. And I'm talking to myself right now as well. I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me. Comparison is the thief of joy. I am telling you, bathroom is better if I sit in the Y-UB. Okay, autocorrect attacked your message. Listen, sitting in the car, if you guys don't have a proper light, here's the other part. If you're selling makeup, even if you're not selling makeup, have you guys ever seen people's lives when they are like this? Oh, God. Or they're like this, right? It's not, I don't want to look at that. Give me fresh light. Give me fresh space. I did not always have a ring light. I sat in the living room in front of a window. Okay? When you know better, you do better. So if you have a window in your house, great. If you have a car, sit in the car. We don't want direct lighting, but indirect lighting is lovely. And talk to your people, okay? Yes, a fancy light, a ring. Oh, sitting in the tub. Just make sure you have, and your camera is clean. No fuzzies, right? Because that affects it. People don't want to watch that. You can also get those little tiny clips that clip on there. But let's talk about comparison. It does not matter what anybody else is doing. It doesn't matter to your business how much I sell, how much an influencer sells, what Scooby-Doo is doing. None of this matters to your customers, to your What is my dog? To your followers. None of it matters. They don't care. They don't care. I never, ever, 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 when I was building my business, used to follow another presenter. Why? Now, nowadays, we have trainings like this. Okay, follow me for training. Give you free training. You don't need to know what anyone else is doing. And here's how you know if you should be following someone or not. How does your gut feel? When you see that person doing their lives, do you feel good about yourself or do you feel bad about yourself? It's just like when we were teenagers and everybody told us stop reading Cosmopolitan and stop, looking at all the magazines because it made us feel bad about ourselves. Hashtag Instagram. It's why my teenager does not have social media and won't. When she graduates high school, that's her gift from me. Social media, here you go. You can have a Facebook account. You can have an Instagram account. At that point, my work in that department is done. So if it makes you feel inspired, if it makes you feel good, follow them. If it feeds you, if it is a fountain and not a drain, right? We have enough drains in life. We need fountains. I tell this story all the time. Carol Lewis Newton is one of my dearest friends. I adore her. And every morning, she's 3 hours ahead of me. And every morning, I would open up my phone, and there she was. Cute as a button, dressed, hair's done, makeup's done. She's already done her Get Ready With Me makeup live, has the pit, her content is just solid, and it is done for the day. And I'm barely rolling out of bed, okay? I'm 3 hours behind. But you know what? It didn't matter. Even though logically I knew it, in my gut, I felt like I was behind. I felt like I was lazy. I felt like I was slow. I felt like I had to play catch up. It made me feel stressed. So I told her, I adore you. And when I miss you, I'm going to go watch you. But I'm going to hide you. I'm going to unfollow. I'm not telling you to unfollow her. But see what I'm saying? If it inspires you, and who was just saying, Cheryl says she gets great ideas. Perfect. Do it if you get great ideas. But your gut is your compass. Okay? Now, get great ideas and then go do the ideas. Don't just be a consumer of content. Okay? Don't just consume. You got to do. You got to take a little bit, do a little bit. Take a little bit, do a lot. Right? And don't compare yourself, because I tell this story in the book and the names were changed to protect the guilty. I was going to say to protect the innocent, to protect the guilty. But I had a very dear friend. We were friends. I am friends with almost all the top leaders. When I say almost, it's not that there's some that I'm not friends. I just don't know them that well. Right. But, and we would just have this healthy competition, right? And I'd be ahead, and she'd be ahead, and I'd be ahead, and she'd be ahead. And there were quite a few months where she was always ahead. And I was like, God, what are we doing wrong, right? What is happening? And I tell this story in the book. And I kept comparing, and I kept thinking, what am I doing wrong? The amount of time I spent thinking about, what could I be doing better? Which it's good. It pushed me, but what could I be doing better? What am I missing? All of that. And then one day, gone. Yeah. She didn't leave either. And that's all I'll say. She didn't leave, but she was gone. See what I'm saying? And then the stories start coming out from her team and things, saying there was just a lot of things going on. Everything wasn't what it looked like it was. And I wanted to kick my own butt. because I thought, oh my goodness, I talk about this all the time. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I was comparing myself to her and feeling like I was doing something wrong and feeling like she had this super, super solid, strong, growing, like just, amazing business. I had an amazing business too, but I thought hers was amazinger. Turns out it wasn't. Turns out it was not what it appeared to be. It was smoke and mirrors. So don't compare your behind the scenes to everybody else's highlight reel. Because, we can all take snippets of pictures and add it to a beautiful song and make a reel that would just make the world cry. But we don't show the fact that, the dog threw up on the carpet and the son, for the third time in a week, left his books at school and didn't bring home the pen. It's not my son. He's very responsible. One day if he ever watches this. But do you know what I mean? Like, or just all the stuff that goes on, right? We are all living this life and we are all human and we've all got great things happening and we've all got crap things happening. Don't eat my earrings. I tried to be festive and put like these really big, you see those girls with these really big cutesy earrings. They're not me. I tried it. I can't do it. Yeah. She was doing some sketchy shiz, Allison. Exactly. Right. Just got to be ourselves. Cheryl says, I've learned I can't compare me as a 64-year-old to a 34-year-old. I take the ideas and tone it down to my 64. To a 64, as most of my customers are my age. Exactly. Well, because here's the thing. Even just on that topic, I do my makeup very different now than I did 10 years ago, than I did 20 years ago. Not just because styles change, but because skin changes. And the things that worked for me that I used to do all the time, all of a sudden I go to do it and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I just aged myself. Okay, that made me look 5 years older. Don't need that. So I had to start doing a little bit less and brighter, and fresh is the name of the game. Fresh and rested is the name of the game, right? So we're not going to compare. All right, let me see. Now, I am going to try to get this up on the website, sherrybrown.com. This chart, the false truth triangle. I talk about this in the audiobook. It's in the written book, in the print book. But the false truth triangle is, this is the situation. These are the facts. That's A, okay? B is the story that you tell yourself about the facts. What story am I telling myself about A? The fact is, some months she was beating me in the numbers. What's the story I told myself? I told myself she has a stronger business than I do, because the facts are she's beating me in the business. The emotions that were created because of the story that I told myself. When I told myself the story, based on the facts, that she was beating me some months, that I told myself the story, she had a better, stronger business than me, and I was a lazy goat, and I needed to goat has a whole nother name now. I don't mean like greatest of all time. I mean just like lazy, whatever. I felt bad. I felt stressed. I felt, bad. Bad, sad, aggravated, whatever. But if I told myself, I have an amazing business, I don't know what I would tell myself about her having those numbers. That's just how it is. Whatever. Stop looking at her, Sherry Brown. Stop looking at her. Put your blinders on and work your business like you used to back in the day. Stop looking at her. Then I would feel better, right? So this is how you can tell. I give some other examples in the book about the false truth triangle. This happens all the time in business when for example, if your company has a hot product that sells out. Okay, the fact is it's sold out. This is the moment, and I'll talk about this in later chapters. The moment that my business took off was because of this false truth triangle. Because we had mascara, and that's really all we were selling, because the other products that we had were fine, but they weren't, I mean, big whoop. Really was a big whoop. That's chapter 10, by the way. That's the name of chapter 10, big whoop. But there were nothing to write home about. We had the mascara though. And now the mascara was sold out for 6 weeks. We had nothing to sell. You're building a business, building, and now you got nothing. I can't even tell you how many people quit. How many people were cussing, saying, this stupid company, they don't know what they're doing. Why can't they just order more? What's the problem? They should have seen this coming, yada, yada. Well, you can never see a viral product coming. So if you tell yourself the story that they're stupid, they don't know what they're doing, I'm out of here, right? That's going to create an emotion that you're just very upset and then you're going to leave. However, defeated, right? If you tell yourself the story that, holy cow, we are sitting on a gold mine. This sold out. It was so popular, we can't keep it in stock. And people could still order it, is the thing. They couldn't receive it for 6 weeks, but they could still order it. We made a problem worse because we tripled our sales or more. People were buying like crazy, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. They would buy 1 or 2, and then they would come back and say, ooh, I better get in line and get some more, because orders were being filled in the order they were received. Get your order in now, so when the shipment comes in, yours is one of the first. It was a frenzy. Yes, so she says, Allison says, I love out of stocks now. Yes. It makes you feel better, doesn't it? In a split second, I'm kind of jumping ahead because I'm going to really get into this in the book. But in a split second, nothing really changed except the way we looked at something, right? Exactly like collagen, Marianne, right? And it's like that with anything in life. The older you get, the more you realize, well, the more experiences you have had that have like scared you down to your toes. And the more you've realized, you know what? I've been through that before. That was scary, but it all works out in the end. And yeah, you know what? Right now this sucks, but just take a deep breath and stay focused, and everything's going to work itself out. That's why everything's always working out for you. Everything is always working out. It's all going to work out. Okay. So, and then we got into, oh yeah, I said here, every time I was stressed, I had to consciously say out loud, what is the story that is causing this emotion? And then I would say, oh, this is when I was talking about in school, I had to get a 4.0. I just had to. I don't know why I had to. I didn't have to in high school, but in college, it became a problem. It became a problem. Like an obsession. I was making myself physically ill over it. It was so stupid. But I was telling myself the story that if I didn't get a 4.0, I wouldn't get a great job at school, after college, which is ridiculous. So to calm myself down, I would have to say, the story that I was telling myself was, if I didn't get a 4.0, it means I'm lazy and I won't succeed in life. But then I'd follow it up with, is this true? No. Most people don't have a 4.0 and they go on to live very productive lives. I did not have a 4.0. I've done just fine. Thank you very much. And you can do just fine too. You can do just fine too. And if you feel like you suck at sales and you suck at sponsoring, nobody wants to buy from you and all of that, you have to reframe the story that you're telling yourself, because here's the other part. You get what you believe. You don't get what you ask for. You know, there's the whole ask and you shall receive. Well, yes, you ask and you shall receive is true. that whatever you have asked for is waiting for you. But if you don't believe that you can receive it, it can't get to you. It can't get to you. So stop beating the drum of what you don't want. Stop beating the drum of, I can't sell. I can't build a team. Nobody buys from me. You keep beating that drum, sister, you're going to keep getting what you say. Yes. Right. You know, and it's funny because I had this thought this morning while I was making my coffee. You know, there's having faith, but then I remember, my parents always would quote the Bible to me growing up. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works, so believing without action, you got nothing. Believe in yourself, be weird, be your freakiest freak, like be your authentic freak. Don't go pretend to be a freak. You know, I give the example of Lady Gaga in there. There's never been anybody like Lady Gaga. Never. And remember when she came on the scene, it was like she's wearing the meat dress. I mean, that was a little woo-hoo-hoo. But if you want to wear a meat dress, wear a meat. I don't know what to tell you, but she is who she is. She is a creative, pushes the envelope, makes people feel like they're not alone. It calls her followers the monsters in the most loving way, right? Like there is something that you have, even if you don't realize it yet. There is something about you that is very unique. Pardon the pun. Yes, thank you. Sylvia likes that. Sylvia, that's from the Bible. Faith without works is dead. I don't know where in the Bible, but it's from the Bible. But yeah, show up, be authentically yourself. You're going to feel nervous. You're going to feel scared sometimes. You're going to feel vulnerable sometimes. Do it anyway. People say, how do I get the confidence to be able to go and do and all of that? You go and do, and that builds your confidence, right? You go and do. You have no confidence here, and this is where confidence lives. And in between is the tunnel where you're doing the things. And then when you poke your head out the other side, you're like, whoo, I did it. It wasn't perfect. That's okay. I did it. I don't know if anybody watched it. That's okay. I did it. I didn't get a sale from that, but that's okay. I did it. Because then the next time you're over here and you're getting ready to go through that tunnel, right? You're going to have more confidence, and that confidence is going to show. Okay? All right. Thank you. I love you guys. I do. I love you. And we will be here every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Next week, we will be going into, oh my gosh, okay. I just fast forwarded, and there's some good nuggets in here it's backwards for you. From insecurities to influence and impact. We're going to do chapter 2 at 11 a.m. next Monday. Thank you so much if you're watching a replay. Thank you for being here. I read all the comments, so continue to comment, continue to sprinkle. And today I'm going to draw a winner. I'm going to give away a free signed copy every single week. So I'm going to go back today and I'm going to look at all of you that shared last week's live and draw a winner from there. And anybody who shares this next week's live, today's live, I'll draw another winner next Monday. All right. Mwah! I love you guys. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Bye.